What's up, everybody? My name is Malachi, and I'm known as the realest realtor. I give it to you real, backed by facts. Today, we got an awesome guest with us, Greg from Diamond Property Inspections. I've been working with Greg for about 8 years or so. My go-to guy. We're gonna ask him a few questions that you guys have sent to me, asking me about property inspections. So let's get right into this. Greg, why don't we start by introducing yourself?
How you doing? I'm Greg Terry with Diamond Property Inspections. I've been doing home inspections since about 2003. I'm a one-man show. I got into this business because when I bought my first house, I got a really crappy inspection and decided that I could do much better than this and give valuable information to my clients.
Great. A lot of people have been asking me, so what is a home inspection and why do they need it?
Home inspection is good because we're going to tell you everything you want to know about your house. What is your plumbing? What's the condition of it? How is your roof? What's the attic look like? How's the heating and air conditioning? Tell me that thing gets cold because it's hot as hell outside. Go through our foundation, make sure that's not going to slide off the hill or something like that. We're also going to be looking through the electrical panel. Do you have an older recalled panel? Do you have something that's new and modern? Do you have old knob and tube house? Or knob and tube wiring, I should say, from your old 1905 house. All of that stuff is outdated and should be upgraded, and we want to know the condition of that.
During that home inspection time, are there specific things that you look for, a checklist that you have to go through?
Absolutely. We're going to go through all the major systems and components of the house. I mentioned some of them before: the roof, the attic, the insulation, the heating, the cooling, the electrical system, the plumbing system, the interior walls, doors, floors, windows, exterior walls, the porches, the balconies, the decks, kitchens, bathrooms. I think that about covers all of the areas that we go through.
Nice, awesome. In your experience, what's the craziest thing or the worst thing you've seen?
I don't know about the word. I mean, we've seen some pretty major cracked foundations, but probably the one that got my head scratching the most was a handful of years back. I'd come into this house and it was on a hillside area out in the riverside area, and I could see this yellow stain all the way around the kitchen. And I thought it was unusual. I kind of thought it was going to be moisture, and I start talking with my buyers, and they tell me that the seller was aware that there was a beehive in the house, that they were going to leave the beehive in the house because it was pollinating the hillside of their house. And the yellow that all I saw all the way around the top of the kitchen, that was all honey that was seeping through into the kitchen.
No way.
And the seller was like, no, we're going to leave it there because it's good for the hillside. It's terrible for your house, but it's good for the hillside.
Anything for the environment?
Yeah, I guess, right? You'll sacrifice the house for the environment, I suppose.
That is crazy. Do you know what ended up happening?
I told my buyers to run from that house. They were a young couple, brand new baby on the way, sharing one car. I was like, I don't ever tell anybody not to buy a house, but that was probably one of maybe 5 times I could count in the last 18 years where I've said, this is not the house for you.
Turn and run.
Turn and run, yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Yeah, so I don't know what ended up becoming of it, but what's supposed to happen is they call the bee people, they come out, they get all the bees, they would have tore out all of the drywall in the ceiling, removed the giant honeycomb that was there, and then it would have been a remanufacture from there.
God, that sounds miserable.
Yeah, it would have been horrible.
Well, you mentioned they were a young family with a child. Do you suggest a certain type of home buyer get a home inspection? Or
Every home buyer should get a home inspection. You never know what you're going to find. I've inspected everything from the $100,000 house in the middle of nowhere to multi-million-dollar homes on the beach, and it doesn't matter. There will be defects in every single house. There is no such thing as a perfect house. I don't care if it's brand new from the builder, if it's a multi-million-dollar property at the beach. I'm going to find something if you let me loose in your house long enough.
Let him loose. Let him off the leash. Well, actually, we had 2 people email me asking me, hey, we're interested in new construction. So what would you say about new construction?
New construction, you still want to get a home inspection because, again, there's still people that are building it. People are not perfect. We're all going to make some mistake at some point in time. This is just kind of a follow through. I definitely find less significant issues in new construction, but there are always still problems. Everything from cracked tiles to a loose toilet to they forgot to update to the newest code. So like one of the recent ones was we've had the garage door openers. We have to have a backup battery now.
Oh.
Well, that came out in, I think, I should have remembered this date before we started this interview, but I want to say it was 2017 that became law. And then some of these new construction, they weren't installing that, and they were like, well, we got our permits before, but the law doesn't care when you got your permit. It's if you installed it after that date, you had to have that backup battery, and I got a handful of my clients to go after the builders and get that backup battery installed.
That's great.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. Always, always hire him. If you guys have any other questions for Greg, I'm gonna put his contact information down in the description below. As always, if you need anything or have any specific questions regarding real estate, leave me a message and I'll be glad to help. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And always, please share and subscribe to this channel. We're gonna continue to put out great real estate content information for you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.